Alright, hey guys, Adam Skidmore here, and I'm going to be talking to you about our next video of Shattered Skies. So today we're going to be showing you a new area on the map. This is a second city for you guys to see. We did some updates to our animations a little bit, so in the video you're probably going to notice characters a little bit wonky. You might notice his backpack's a little bit different. That's actually something we're going to be fixing. But there's a lot of new animation fixes and things like that. We've also got some ambient noises now, so whenever I shut up, you'll be able to actually hear the wind and the birds and some creepy stuff. As you can see, we've got one of our new bison weapons here, but first let's talk about cosmetics. So since the last time you saw the customization menu, a lot has actually changed. We have everything color-coded now. So you can see that kind of we've got like a gray-looking cosmetic, and then we've got blue, and then we've got red, and we've got gold, and so those all denote common versus rare versus legendary and account-based cosmetics. So you can click on them even if they're locked. You can preview them like that. You can see which ones are unlocked. You can see the rarity, and you'll even notice in the description down there it says this cosmetic can be obtained by opening a legendary mask box. So it even tells you the type of box that the item actually comes in, so you know if it comes from a common box or a rare box like this one, or you know, if you don't want to wear a cosmetic, you can just select to have it removed. And so it should make cosmetic progression really easy for players to understand, you know, what's rare, what's not, what's easy to obtain, what isn't, and how you go about getting it. You can see that the yellow cosmetics, those are cosmetics that are account-based. And so you'll see that it says requires Ultimate Edition. So you can see that we have basically a ton of masks, tons of different hats. We really want you to play dress up. We've got a lot of different unique styles. You know, not everything follows the same style, so we expect really a lot of different types of role play in the game and just kind of cool character combinations. So let's continue on through here. We're going to just probably come in here and take a look at some of this loot in this convenience store right here. The odds of us finding anything is probably slim to none, but just in case. Oh, it looks like we've got a little bit of medical supplies right here. Maybe something on these shelves, but it looks like we didn't get very lucky. Oh, a little bit of ammo right here. And a nice little apple. Just gonna grab that really quick. So basically, you guys, as I go walking through here, I want to talk to you about the three different factions in the game. We have the Merchants Guild, the Brotherhood of Chaos, and the Dominion. So there's ways to gain faction with each of those, and so as we walk out here, I'm going to show you one of these objects. It's called a chaos object, and what you do with this object over here to my left is by shooting it, you'll end up destroying it, and that's a way to increase your reputation with the Brotherhood of Chaos. And so as I shoot this, it's going to explode. There you go. And so I've gained 100 Brotherhood of Chaos reputation, you can see on the right side of the screen. And so that means that I've gained reputation with that faction, and reputation can be used for various things, be it possibly cosmetics at some point, or vendor interaction with higher end recipes or higher tier things based on your reputation with the faction. So as we walk into this house, you're going to hear kind of some more cool, creepy ambience. You can hear kind of some creaks and things like that. So actually, when you pick up items now, you'll notice that the crosshair actually has to be pointed directly at it, and that's where you end up seeing the little pickup icon. And as you can see, when I go and eat an item now, it actually causes the global cooldown, and that happens in the UI. And so here, we've really simplified dropping items and destroying items, which actually introduces kind of a new, cool, unique feature with this whole destroy item thing. Say maybe you're pinned down in a corner and you know you're going to die and you know someone's going to steal your loot. Maybe you just destroy your loot instead of letting them steal it. It's kind of an interesting idea where if you're panicked in a corner. So that's something we've introduced now with destroying of items. You can see that these cosmetic items right here, everything is color-coded. So like a hat box that's blue, you're going to get a blue cosmetic with it. A hat box that's red, you're going to get a red legendary. Here I've opened a green clothing box, so I've gotten a green common cosmetic. It gives it to you in kind of what we call a gift box right now. It's a way for you to have a cosmetic item and possibly share it with your friends. Currently it doesn't drop on death, so you can't actually get griefed with your cosmetics, and once it is unwrapped, it's unwrapped permanently. So So here I'm opening some loot bags for attachments, and so you'll notice each time I'm getting just a random attachment. And so this is one of the ways that we can distribute you random items while still saying, hey, you're going to get an attachment, but you're not really sure what attachment you're going to get. So we've got these kind of little cool, it's kind of like a little treasure chest, so to speak, and they actually don't drop on death. So you can carry them around and open them as you please. So here I am at the water well, and so I've filled up some water there, but I'm going to end up needing to purify that, and I don't actually have any tablets on myself right now. So what I'll do is I'll open up our crafting menu and I'll craft myself some campfires right here really quickly. And with these campfires, I'll be able to actually cook food on it, purify liquids, I'll be able to cure myself of various status effects such as bleeding. I could burn myself on the fire, and it's gonna slowly increase my vitals, give me a tiny bit of health slowly over time for being just good well-being around the fire. And so here, after I've cleaned my flasks, I've drank it, purified the water. And so campfires actually have a timered life, so I can just leave this here and it will eventually fizzle out. I can cook things on it, as you can see. And then once I eat that, it's going to leave me with a residue of can, and then I can just take that and destroy it. So let's just wander over here into this house right over here. Or actually, just going to swap into this gun. So this is one of our new, we allow this gun to be crafted right now. This is kind of, it's like a little zip tie sidearm personal defense weapon. This is the house with the ambience in it. Okay, I'm sorry, I was confused with the other house, but you can hear kind of some creaks and drips of water and generally eerie sounds that really make this really feel creepy at night. We really want the houses to just feel nice and abandoned, and you can hear the wind right now in the ambience, a little bit of crows making noise. I think it really gives this nice abandoned feel. So I'm actually going to teleport here in a second. I'm going to show you guys a new thing. It's kind of like the equivalent of a Zelda treasure chest, so to speak. Basically what it is it's a persistent treasure chest in the world that's timered, and you get random goodies in it. So I'm going to walk over to it right now and kind of show you guys how it works. And we kind of expect players to PvP around this, to incorporate this into your loot route. You know, if you're passing through a city and you happen to know where one of these are, it's a static spawn. You'll notice though that you can't just open it instantly. It actually has a timer on it, so this one's actually set to 15 seconds. You do have to continue to keep your crosshair pointed at it. If you break the line of sight with the treasure chest, then of course you're going to have to start over. And then after you reach the 15 seconds or however long that chest is, some chests are going to take longer than others. The reason is because we want someone to come and kill you while you're looting it. That's completely intentional, but then you get this legendary weapons case. Of course, you're not always going to get that, but for the sake of test right now, I'll show you that we get a legendary weapon. It's called the Kraken. We have some temporary skins right now for our icons, but this is the legendary Kraken right now, and it's one of the variations of an M4 we have in the game. You can see that it's got kind of really nice looking texture on it, and it actually glows in the dark. And so I will show you that here in a second. Just going to set it to dark time, and as you can see there, the gun glows in the dark and has this nice look to it. And so this is one of our legendary guns, and legendary guns are of course better than common guns. They usually come with improved stats in almost every regard. It's probably going to have, you know, better handling, tighter spread, and things like that. So let's go over here. I've teleported again, and I'm going to show you guys a different area of the map and kind of explain what's called a Dominion roadblock. This is considered a faction activity, and you can actually operate a console here, and you're going to activate this this Dominion roadblock. And activating Dominion roadblocks, they're also timed events that when you show up, it's going to give you reputation with the Dominion. And so I've actually got a different legendary pistol right now called the Contender that looks really nice. It has a unique skin as well. All of our legendary guns have unique skins with them. You'll notice that this is white box right now, so bear with us, guys. Of course, this is a test, so we wanted to show you guys our progress, and since there's no textures right now, that's just what it looks like, but that will be fully featured and working very soon, but we wanted to include that in the video since that's something we've been working on. And so now I'm going to be moving towards what's called a Dominion outpost. These are areas of the game that house your global vault. They've got crafting benches. It's got a little Zen garden area. It's got all your vendors, and it is a no combat zone. So actually in these areas you cannot kill each other. These are great hubs to meet up with your friends, to join groups, to trade with other players, to interact with vendor NPCs, and exchange your wares that you've looted in the world. Of course, you cannot spend any real money at any of these vendors. These are all vendors that interact simply with gameplay objects that are only available by playing the game. And so it's a very kind of peaceful Zen zone, and this is run by the Dominion. And so the Dominion is kind of our high-tech faction in the game. They're kind of almost an umbrella corp, so to speak. They're the high-end guys that, despite all the chaos in the world, they seem to be operating just fine and don't seem to be really affected by all the craziness that's happening in the environment. So here we've got an available cooking rack that's available all the time for you to use and heal on and cook things. And that's like your little garden area. And then over here we've got, this is our trader zone, which has a bunch of different vendors. And then each of them sells different items or interacts with you in a different way. This is still, of course, in testing though, so some of our vendors aren't here. You'll notice in a second that our vendor NPC is actually just made out of gold. And so, he is a placeholder right now, and you can see hold E to access vendor. But basically, he'll exchange items in the game. So you can see like meteor ore or this meteor crystal, and you'll be able to trade that. And so basically also there's, you'll notice that it required level 45, so he's actually selling a vendor recipe that's not actually available to me because I'm too low level for it. So you can kind of see ahead what your plan is with progression. And so this up here, this is our kind of our courtyard for the Dominion. And so basically this is our global vault right here, and it will actually be inside this building right in front of me, but right now we do not have the interior finished, so we will not be showing that to you, and we've just put the vault outside. And of course the vault, that persists across all servers. Doesn't matter if you're playing in US server, Europe server, or any of that. So this is actually something cool about that we've updated with our global vault. And that is that you can hold control to instantly move an entire stack of items. You can hold shift if you want to move an individual amount, like say, only 2 out of 4, but you can hold control now and potentially move an entire stack of items. You can also just right click and instantly move a single item at a time. So right click, instantly move a single item, control click to move all of them, and shift click to determine an amount. So we really want your inventory management to be as easy as possible because we do have lots of items in the game, and so we don't want you spending your entire day just wandering through your inventory and trying to figure out what you're keeping and what you're not. That's another reason that we've color-coded a lot of things. It makes it easier for you to understand what's a rare resource, what's a rare crafting resource, what's a rare weapon, what's a rare attachment, things like that. We've tried our best. And so you'll notice our jumping is actually affecting stamina right here. So if you participated in our last little test, we had a little bit too much squirreling going on, and so that was not the intention, and so we've actually added stamina back. Stamina is affected on sprint right now, and it's affecting your jumping, and so we're going to have to see how that plays out. Of course, if it's too difficult, we will rebalance accordingly, but right now we've gone with jumping taking stamina and sprinting taking stamina again, so that is something that you are going to have to manage as a player, meaning you might need an adrenaline shot, you might need something that's going to replenish stamina, like a coffee pod. Items that affect your stamina are going to be very important, almost as important as medical supplies, because you might be in a situation where maybe you need the stamina more than you need the health, because if you don't have the stamina, you won't even be able to get away. So check these out. This is some of our account-based cosmetics that come with the Ultimate Edition. I think they look pretty cool. You can see that basically we have common cosmetics and our rarer cosmetics and things like that. And of course, you don't even have to have it. You can see I can preview all this right now. But of course, it doesn't stick on my character. This is our stats page. This shows you your current faction reputation with the Dominion, the Brotherhood of Chaos, and the Merchants Guild. We also have a weapon stats page, which I won't be able to show you right now. It's not totally functional, but it does exactly what you'd expect. It tracks your weapon stats and tries to tell you as much useful information as possible about guns that you like to use. so now I'm going to show you guys the Dominion outpost at night. So this is what it looks like at night. It's not totally pitch black. We have some really nice lighting going on. It should make it really feel nice. We don't have any evening ambience hooked up though, so you'll notice that we no longer have the daytime ambience. That's of course placeholder. We do expect to have some nighttime ambience noises, but you know, development takes time. So maybe in the next video you guys will hopefully have some nice nighttime ambience, but just wanted to be able to show you guys off our nice lighting and the shadows and the way that everything kind of just looks nice. Yeah. And so that's basically it, you guys. I really look forward to you guys checking out our next video, checking out our next test. It's playshatteredskies.com. Please tell your friends, and I think we're going to have the most kick-ass full loot drop game available. Enjoy.